Then she sat by the roadside. Judah, because of the proclivity that was within him, he had an enviable destiny. The scepter is not gonna depart from your house. But Judah had a character problem, personality problem. He needed a character adjustment, personality adjustment. The Bible says when he saw Tamar, he took Tamar, then they had intercourse together. Then Tamar said, give me your stuff and your sign it. To cut the long story short, and God, because of that, the Bible says, the incest entered into the bloodline of Judah. Then because God had said that the scepter shall not depart from your house, he then said unto Judah, since I have declared that the scepter is not going to depart from your house, it will not depart. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to push your ordination and the ordination of your offspring to a certain time. Then God put 10 generations from Judah. Then God said, whoever is going to come in your lineage, if they come within the time frame and the perimeter of 10 generations, they are not going to live a blessed and a crowned life. So this is the knowledge, the synopsis and the thesis of the kingdom, that if there is any error in my father's house, if there is any fracture, negative line in my father's house, if I happen to come between the timeline or the perimeter of the case, I can be subjected under that case by the reason of being of the same bloodline. I may pray about it, nothing can break what God has declared. You may fast about it, it cannot be broken because it's coming from the justice system of God. Am I talking to somebody? So there are several negative lines that by the ordinations of God, which is captured now in the justice system of heaven, it will take 10 generations for you to be free, because this is not coming from the devil, it's coming from God, from his justice system, that I'm a just God. But because my daddy did something, you are going to suffer within that timeline. So no matter how much I fast, no matter how much I pray, it's not going to be broken. So you need now to fight in prayer so that God may give you grace among your siblings within the bloodline. But the crown will only come after 10 generations. According to Genesis 38, you find out that it's so much reflective that it may not be you who would have committed incest, but you become a victim of something that is trapped in the bloodline. So within our bloodline, there are trappings that are there. There is a trap of poverty, trap of incest, trap of rejection. There is a trap of negativity. There is a trap of failure at the edge of miracle within every bloodline. So anything that is trapped is what the devil works with. And these are also called the sins of the bloodline. We have got sins of the bloodline and iniquities of the bloodline. The difference between the sin of the bloodline and the iniquity of the bloodline is this, that the iniquity of the bloodline is a self-imposed iniquity. Then we have got the sin of the bloodline. So the way God designed us, he has designed us in the natural, but to be consistent with our genealogy and family tree. You have been designed by God. Then he blessed you in the natural. In your naturality, you are consistent to your genealogy and your family tree. And the context of your family tree is very, very consistent within the apparatus that's found within it. That he has the capacity, number one, to either move the hand of God or move the hand of Satan. So within my family, there is a context which is consistent to the apparatus that are within our bloodline. So those apparatus which are of fractures and negative